I'm alive! And I've got a guitar to talk about today. So here in my hands is the Cort Sunset TC, and I unabashedly love this guitar. I am a Cort dealer, so do keep that in mind, but I do personally own one of these. This is just one that is on my sales floor at the moment. Well, in the moment's in my hands. And I could not be happier with mine. I've played it enough that I've worn quite a bit of the finish off of the neck. It is just that much fun. And it's weird. And I like weird guitars because I've got, a Strat style guitar. I have a Tele style guitar. I have a, Les Paul style guitar, etc. I've even had some name brands of those throughout the years. And when I see something that's a little out of the ordinary, even if in this case, this is two very ordinary guitars basically crammed into one, that catches my eye and my ear a bit more. What we have here is a solid ash body, probably two pieces from judging by the wood grain. I would have expected a body of this shape to be mahogany, but I expect ash when I see this type of pickup. So it really is a combination of a bunch of things. And I love the dedication to that concept. We've got a three-way switch down here, single volume, single tone. That is my preference. Here in the bridge, we have a single coil style pickup. It is a stacked humbucker Duncan design. And it sounds great. It sounds like you took a single coil and you rolled the tone knob down about 20%. And I'm okay with that. Usually that's what I do, right? If I'm picking up my Telecaster, I'm usually turning it down when it comes to the tone knob. So this stock sounding a little bit toned down is perfectly fine for me. But if you're wanting a little more shrill when it comes to your lead, this might be a bit more mellowed out than what you're looking for. But for me, it was perfect. We do have then a neck pickup that is in that good old P90 style soap bar. And this one is a Cort pickup. Duncan designed, the way I always think about those is they're not as good, more often than not, as a full fat Duncan pickup, right? Seymour Duncan, sometimes popular things are popular for a reason. But a Duncan design pickup usually sounds pretty darn close, just not quite there, but usually better than stock pickups in this kind of price range. When I see that mixed with the Cort branded pickup, that tells me the designer of this guitar tried a few pickups out and figured, you know what, this one sounds best mixed with this one for what we're after here, rather than just making sure we've got name brands where we want them. And it's something I really like seeing, right? Godin does this from time to time where they have a guitar that has a Seymour Duncan in, say, the neck, and then they'll have a Godin in the bridge, or it's whatever order of operations, because they just blend well, they work well for that guitar. Good to see. We have a neck 25.5-inch scale length, which for this style of guitar, you'd expect 24 3/4, but for me, 25.5 just feels better. That's these days my preference. Your mileage may vary, but know that going in. If you're after this body shape of a guitar and you prefer 25.5, this might be exactly what you're looking for. I cannot remember. Oh, what is? It is a Jatoba. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Jatoba fretboard, 12-inch radius for those who care about that. I almost never pay attention to that number because I just go by feel. But if you know, this guitar is discontinued as far as I'm aware, so you may find it gets a little bit trickier to find it at your local store. I recommend, if you can, try it first. I did find my personal Sunset TC is a bit lighter than this one. It's not deal breaker heavy by any means. As I'm holding this, this feels like the weight it should be. Mine more comfortable, but if you prefer a slightly heavier guitar, this would be your option here. So make sure that you hold one of these because it just depends on the wood they use for the body that day. Down back at the bridge here, it is a string through body design. You can ignore that if you want to string just through the back of the bridge here, and does have brass barrel saddles. I was worried when I saw it was 2x2 instead of one at a time like most modern bridges use, but to my pleasant surprise, intonation on this held up just fine and was very easy to set up, sounded great, all of that. It is a bolt-on design, which I'm fine with. Some people prefer a set neck. Overall, it's just a fun guitar. Like I said, it's as if two of your favorite classics had a baby. And it's weird, right? Again, this body shape, I would expect 24 3/4 for the neck length. But we've got 25.5. For this this bridge style, I would not expect a body of this shape. And for a body of this shape, I would expect to have a mahogany body. It's doing a bunch of fun, weird things while staying very classic at the same time. And I really like that. I have a Telecaster style guitar. I have Strat style guitars. I even had an American Strat and a Mexican Strat for a while. I've gone through all of the checkbox guitars. I like it when it's a little bit weird. And this does that while staying very true to what it is sort of an homage or an amalgamation of. So if you're a fan of guitars that look like the two guitars this sort of is a combination of, try this thing out. It's a lot of fun. It sounds really good. It's priced very competitively. And it's just a little bit weird. Just like me. But, again, don't take my word for it. Go try the thing. You won't regret it. It might not be for you, but you probably know a handful of players that this would just be perfect for.